Okay, now let's look at a more involved union example. Okay. So, here I am going to illustrate how to bring in data from a PDF file. So, very often you will have files that are sent to you in PDF format, maybe a report, and in that report there is a table, and you want to bring in that table into Tableau, and then you want to do some analysis. Okay. So, you can use it, you can do this fairly easily in Tableau. Now, this is a new feature. Okay, this is 2019. So, I have not had a whole lot of time playing with it. So, I may get into some snag here and there, but it should be all right, I think. I am going to bring in the same data that we played with last time, which is this one. Okay. We brought in this population data, so remember last time, and we used data interpreter to take the 2010, 2011, actually we renamed this 2011, 2012 and so on, and we hid these two columns and then made a string of population as one column, right. So, the same data is now, okay, let us look at the same data here. It is in PDF form. Okay, so, you do not have it in Excel, but you have it in PDF. Now, if you have a single page like this as PDF, you probably be a lot easier to just simply convert it to Excel and then bring it in. But the power of this PDF connection is that your data may not be in one single page. It may be in a report, and maybe down somewhere in like the 10th page or 15th page there is this table. So, this PDF connection would look for those data tables and bring them in. Okay, so, that is the reason why it is important to take a look at what the issues are, how to bring it into Tableau, right. So, PDF file, and then bring in the PDF, right. So, and then click open, and now you see a window here prompts you whether you want all the tables or you want one single page. Okay, you can specify which page you want to bring in, or you have data in a range of pages, then you can specify what range the data needs to come from. Okay. So, now I am going to just let all, okay, we want to bring everything in. Okay. So, now it brings in as two pages, probably because the file is kind of long. So, it's in two pages. So, up to New Mexico is in page 1, and then New York onwards is in page 2. So, the data has come in two tables. So, we want to now combine the two tables. Okay. So, there will be a union. Union would be that you take table and then stick then the rest of the observations at the bottom, and you have a single file. Okay. But as you will see, there are some issues here, and you have to figure out how to overcome those issues. Okay. So, that would be, we can take a look at, we can preview the data, then see how the data has come in. Okay. And based on that, we have to figure out a strategy to clean it up. Okay. So, here you see the first two rows are like that junk stuff, like that stuff, and then you have the and then you have a null row. Okay. And then see, this is the first row is going to be considered as the column label. Okay. So, all right, let us go ahead and bring that table in. Then you see that the column labels are kind of messed up. Say F1, April 1 and comma 2010. These are the column labels here. Now, if you look at the second table, you see because the second page doesn't have any column labels there, right? So, it's coming in as F1, F2 through F8. Okay. So, this is going to be a problem because union will work if the columns are identical. Then it will go and just stick the rest of the observations at the bottom. You have one single table. But now the column labels are different. So, what's going to happen is, suppose if I bring in that table and drop it into the union area, and because the column labels are not same, okay, there are some which are same like F1 and F4, you see that it matches. So, those two columns are strung up, one table, second table at the bottom of the first table. But April 1, which really corresponds with F2, so it has nulls where the first table was, and then the data starts, and then you have null for the first table. It's all messed up. So, it's going to be a problem. So, what we'll do is just let's back up and take that second table out of it. Okay, so, we have just the page 1. Now, what we can do is we can, instead of saying the field names are in first row, all right, you can say generate field names automatically. Okay, so, now the field names are F1 through F8, okay, the same as the second table. So, now if you bring it in, so it's going to set it up correctly, but there is an additional problem. We'll solve that problem in just a second. So, is it okay so far? Okay. So, I'm going to now, having converted the column labels as F1 through F8, the first table, now bring in the second table and drop it in. So, now we have F1 through F8, and then we have table name. So, the first the observation up to New Mexico is page 1, table 1, okay, and after that New York onwards is page 2.